Dear students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. My name is Manoj Saimwal and I am working as an assistant professor at University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management, Punjab University, Chandigarh. I would be taking the module number 28 on vodka. After completing this module, the students will be able to they'll be acquainted with the origin of vodka. They can explain the production method of vodka. They can explain the types of vodka, name of the different brands of vodka. They'll be able to understand the service of vodka. Dear learners, now let's discuss vodka in detail. Vodka is a national drink of Russia and Poland. Vodka is a pure alcohol without color, aroma, and taste. Yet, due to its amazing strength and flexibility, today it has become one of the most favorite spirits all over the world. Vodka can be drunk many ways. It can be drunk neat as shots. It can be drunk mixed with fruit juices, soda, tonic water, and ginger ale. It is also used as the most favored spirit for producing some excellent cocktails by bartenders all over the world. It has an advantage over its rivals, and that is affordability. The ingredients which are required to produce vodka are very cheap and found in abundance in many parts of the world. The other thing where it has an edge over its competitors is the production process, which is very simple. As we all know, the vodka doesn't have any odor, color, or flavor of its own. So the distillers adopt swift, effortless, and efficient method of distillation. The aging process is also not very elaborate. Vodka is a highly rectified spirit produced from potatoes, beetroot, grapes, and molasses. The spirit is distilled at a very high proof, about 190 or more, in continuous still. It is filtered through activated charcoal and quartz sand in order to make it highly rectified and pure. The alcoholic strength of the vodka is brought down by adding distilled water to the required level. Earlier, it was only made from potatoes, but these days, cereals like corn, rye, barley, etc., are also being used to produce vodka. The beginning of vodka is traced back to 12th century Russia and Poland. The word vodka means little water because the spirit looks like water. It is really difficult to identify the base ingredient used in production of vodka because it is congeners free, so it can be produced from the wash of any base. Dear students, now let's discuss the raw materials required for production of vodka. The first ingredient are vegetables and grains. Vodka can be made from any fermentable product. In many countries, it is distilled from the wash obtained from the traditional ingredients like potatoes, sugar beet. In some Eastern European countries, it is made from corn and potatoes. In wine growing countries, it is sometimes distilled from even grapes wine. In United States, it is produced from the cereals like wheat. The ingredients are purchased either from the suppliers or can be grown in company owned farms. Now, the second ingredient which is very important is water. Water is added at the last stage of the distillation process to reduce the alcoholic strength. This is either brought from outside suppliers or obtained from company owned wells. Now, the third ingredient, that is malt meal. As vegetables and grains have starches rather than sugar, an active element must be added to the mash to help the change of starch to sugar. These particular converted sugar, maltose and dextrin react much efficiently to the enzyme diastase that is found in malt. Therefore, malt grains are soaked in water and permitted to sprout. Then they are roughly ground into a meal and added during the mash process. Now the other ingredients, that is yeast. The yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae is used in the production of vodka. Yeast is a single celled fungus which acts on the sugar content present in the mash and converts it to ethyl alcohol while emitting carbon dioxide as a byproduct. The flavorings. Flavored vodkas are very popular nowadays. That's why herbs, spices, grasses, and fruit essence is added to the vodka after distillation. These are generally procured from an external supplier. Now, dear students, we will discuss different steps involved in the making of vodka. Vodka producers all over the world adopt similar process for the production of vodka. Countries like Russia, Poland, Sweden, Finland, and some Baltic countries prefer their vodka to be distilled strictly from potatoes, sugar, beet, molasses, and grains. While countries like France, Britain, Italy, and Holland take much freedom and distill their vodka from any fermentable product such as corn, fruits, grapes, etc. In June 2007, the European Parliament approved a variety of products for producing vodka as the base ingredient that doesn't affect the flavor of vodka, but it was made mandatory to recognize any non-traditional ingredient. Now we'll move to the main process. The production of vodka involves following steps. First one, making a wort. Once the basic ingredient for the production of vodka is selected, it is then crushed in a pot and boiled for converting the starch into glucose. The liquid is termed as wort, which is further subjected to fermentation process. Now the second step, that is fermentation. The thick wort is sent to fermentation tank for the fermentation process, which begins soon after the yeast is introduced to the liquid. During the fermentation process, yeast act on the sugar content present in the liquid and convert it to ethyl alcohol while emitting carbon dioxide as a byproduct. The resulting liquid is termed as mash. Now the next step, that is distillation. The alcoholic liquid or mash is then subjected to distillation process in which the mash is distilled in the continuous still at a very high proof for removing all the impurities and to make it congener free. During the distillation process, the ethyl alcohol is separated from the other chemicals and water present in the mash. The boiling point of alcohol is much less than the water. So, during the distillation, the ethyl alcohol turns into vapor before the water, and the vapor is passed to another vessel where it is condensed and again converted into ethyl alcohol. However, it is important for a distiller to be very careful during the process. While capturing the vapor, the distiller must avoid the early vapor, which is also known as head, and the last part called as tail, because it carries some unwanted chemicals and water. The middle part or heart, which contains pure alcohol, is taken, and the head and the tail part is either decomposed or sent to further distillation. Now we'll move on to the another step, that is rectification. Initially, vodka carried some taste from the base ingredient, but nowadays the distillers remove all the flavors whatsoever from the vodka. Many centuries ago, Russians used to rectify their vodka by passing it through the live charcoal, an advanced system which removes all the impurities and taste from the spirit. During the same period in Poland, a more advanced technique was being used as they bring in triple distillation for their vodka, which very efficiently purifies the spirit. Vodka is also rectified by filtering it through a number of times in the material like sand, charcoal, diamond, crystal, quartz, dust, jewels, or through net made of linen, French limousine oak, stainless steel, silk, bamboo thatches, or linen. But the most important thing in rectification process is the use of industrial sized column still that removes almost all the flavors from the mash. Aging of vodka is not required, but as it is distilled at a very high alcoholic strength of about 190 proof, the strength is brought down to about 40% alcohol by volume with the addition of water before bottling. Now we'll move on to the next step, that is bottling. The vodka is packaged in glass bottle as the glass is non-reactive and also doesn't impart any additional flavor or coloring. It is a very highly mechanized process. The bottles are cleaned, filled, capped, sealed and labeled before being sold. Now we'll move to the other section, that is types of vodka. The first one, neutral vodka. Neutral vodkas are pure and highly rectified spirits without any flavor and aroma. It is obtained through the repeated distillation of the alcoholic wash achieved from grains and potatoes. The spirit is distilled at a very high proof, about 95% alcohol by volume. The neutral vodka is filtered by passing it through activated charcoal and quartz sand. Now, the other type of vodka, that is gold vodka. For producing the gold vodka, the spirit is aged in the wooden cask to achieve that golden color from the wood. Now we'll move to the another type of vodka, that is flavored vodka. Traditionally, vodka is unflavored, but nowadays many vodka producing countries are producing flavored vodkas. This is sometimes done to improve the flavor of the drink and also used for medicinal purpose. Red pepper, ginger, chocolate, cinnamon and vanilla are some popular flavors in vodka. The leaves of bison grass are used in Poland to produce zubrówka, a little sweet and amber colored vodka. About 40 varieties of herbs flavored vodka is produced in Sweden. New flavors are regularly introduced in the market, like hot chili flavored vodka and bacon vodka. The tradition of making flavored vodka is traced back to 11th and 12th century. During the period, Russian and Polish households started adding the different spices and herbs to their vodka for concealing the harsh flavor of the basic distillate. These vodkas have opened entirely new avenues for innovative cocktails. Now we'll move to the other section, that is the various styles of drinking vodka. The neutral taste of vodka makes it an ideal beverage for mixing with juices and producing a range of cocktails. Americans love their vodka to be mixed in an array of exotic cocktails, while Russians, Swedish, Polish still prefer their vodka to be drunk neat before the meal as an appetizer or after the meal as a digestive. The best way to enjoy vodka is to chill it in freezer before drinking, as it doesn't only improve the flavor but also enhance its viscosity. The traditional way of serving vodka chilled straight from the freezer, neat in a small glass. These days, shots of flavored vodka are also becoming very popular, and some bartenders are even making wonderful preparations by using liquid nitrogen gas, which is also known as molecular gastronomy. Now, we'll move to the other section, which is service of vodka. When taking the order, the beverage server should always carry a bar order ticket, and we also call it BOT, and a pen with him. The order should always be written on BOT. The server needs to be very attentive towards the guest while taking the order. The brand name, quantity, whether it is small or large, and additions like soda, water, lemonade, coke, etc., clearly written on the bar order ticket. Once the order is taken, it is the responsibility of the server to repeat the order to the guest for confirmation. If in any case the ordered brand is not present in the hotel, then it is server's responsibility to inform the guest respectfully about the same and also recommend the best available alternative. The copy of the bar order ticket is sent to the bar for the collection of drink. Now, if the guest is sitting on the counter, the drink needs to be poured directly into the glass by bartender in full view of the guest and served straight or with lots of ice or with the mixes and placed on a coaster. Now, the other way of service. When serving neat, vodka is to be poured in the appropriate glass, and over the salver, carry coaster, ice bucket with ice to the guest table. Place the coaster on the right hand side of the guest. Serve the drink on the coaster. Announce the name of the brand, making sure that the hotel logo on the glass is facing the guest. Now, when serving on the rocks, the server should carry shot glass filled with vodka, ice bucket with ice cubes and ice tongue, coaster, and old fashioned glass placed on the salver. Now carry the salver to the guest table, and from the right hand side place the coaster on the table. An old fashioned glass to be kept on the coaster. Now bring the ice bucket near the glass and check for the number of ice cubes preferred by the guest. Put the ice cubes in the glass. Now pour the vodka over the glass while announcing the brand name of the brand ordered. Now, when serving with additions, on a salver, keep shot glass filled with vodka, mixer, lemonade, coke, water, etc., poured in a decanter. Ice bucket with ice cubes and ice tongue. Collins glass and coaster on site. Now, carry the salver to the guest table from the right hand side of the guest. Place the coaster on the table and keep the Collins glass on the coaster, and pour the vodka from the shot glass into the glass while announcing the name of the brand ordered. Now, bring the ice bucket closer to the glass and ask for the number of ice cubes. If required, then put exact number of ice cubes in the glass. If ice is not required, put the bucket back on the salver. Now, pour the mixer into the glass and leave the remaining mixer on the table. Now, dear students, we'll move on to the other section, that is a brief information about some popular brands of vodka. First of all, we'll discuss the very popular brand, that is Finlandia. Finlandia is vodka produced in Finland from 6-row barley and glacial spring water. The distillery was founded in the year 1888 by Dr. Wilhelm Joslin, very near to the glacial spring in a small village of Rajamäki, operated by Altia Corporation, Finland. The distillation of the Finlandia vodka is carried out in a 25-meter tall 7-column multi-pressure distillation system. Almost all the impurities like methanol and fusel oils are removed during the process. The entire production process takes about 50 hours to complete. The resulting spirit from the distillation has a very high alcoholic strength, which is further reduced by adding the pure glacial water from Rajamäki spring near Helsinki. The water is straightly taken from the spring and no purification process is required in the water, unlike with the other vodkas. Now, we will discuss the another very popular brand, that is Absolute. Absolute vodka is a product from Sweden. It is made absolutely from the natural ingredients. It is as clean as other vodkas, but it still has a distinct taste, full bodied, intricate, and rich. It has an appeal of grain and a hint of dry fruits. With the introduction of continuous still during the year 1879 by Lars Olsson Smith, from which he produced Absolute Rent Brandwin, the distillation was carried out infinite number of times. In the year 1979, Absolute was again reintroduced and still produced at the same place and with same ingredients. The taste hasn't changed either. The main ingredient used in production of Absolute are water and wheat. The water is taken from the deep well in Aarhus, where the water is protected from the impurities, and the wheat is grown in Swedish snow, which makes it harder, and the use of fertilizer is also minimized. It is bottled at 40% alcohol by volume. Now, vodka brand, that is Belvedere. Belvedere vodka is named after Belvedere, the presidential palace of Poland. The distillery started in the year 1993, situated at Pomoc Zawodow, Poland. The brand was launched in United States of America in the year 1996 and now branded as the world's first super premium vodka. The brand is also famous for producing a range of flavor vodkas like orange, citrus, lemon tea, Bloody Mary, pink grape, etc. Belvedere is produced from rye and water. It uses the premium Dankowski rye cultivated in the plains of Mazovian in Poland, and the water is taken from its own wells and bottled at 40% alcohol by volume. Now we'll move on to the other brand, that is Smirnoff. Smirnoff vodka was founded by P.A. Smirnoff in the year 1864. Currently, the distillery is located in United States of America and owned and produced by Diageo, a British company. The company produces wide selection of flavored vodkas too. The brand uses the traditional method of charcoal filtration developed by Mr. P.A. Smirnoff. It is one of the most selling brand of vodka worldwide, produced from corn and bottled at 40% alcohol by volume. Now, dear students, let's move on to another popular brand, that is Grey Goose Vodka. Grey Goose is a product of France. It was formed by Sidney Frank, who sold its ownership to Bacardi in the year 2004. The maitre d'eau for Grey Goose is Francois Thibault, who developed the unique recipe for the vodka in Cognac region of France. The wheat used in the production of Grey Goose vodka is cultivated in Picardy, France. The distillate is then taken to the Cognac region of France, where it is blended with spring water and bottled. The fermentation takes place continuously over 6 cascading tanks, producing a beer of about 20 proof. The wash is then distilled into spirit using a 5-step process. The water used in the making of Grey Goose is taken from a natural spring 150 meters down the blending facility in Cognac, which has limestone in it, providing calcium-rich spring water. The vodka is filtered through a copper filtration system for imparting additional flavor. Water is then filtered to eliminate impurities. After the filtration process, the vodka is bottled in a plant devoted exclusively to bottling Grey Goose. Grey Goose vodka is bottled with a replaceable cork. We'll discuss the brand names of vodka country wise. First of all, we'll discuss the Polish, that is Belvedere, Luxusova, Chopin, Vyborova. Now we'll move on to the Irish vodka, that is Boru, Saratov, Noldorf. We have some very nice French vodkas also, that is Ciroc and Grey Goose. Now Holland vodka, that is FN and Kettle One. The vodkas from the United States of America. These are Gilbey's, Gordon's, Sky and Squire. We'll discuss the vodkas from Russia. These are Stolichnia, Kremlioskaya, Moskovskaya. Now some Swedish vodka, that is Absolute, and a vodka from Finland, that is Finlandia. Now dear students, let's sum up what all we have learned so far. Vodka is a national drink of Russia and Poland. Vodka is a pure alcohol without color, aroma and taste. The word vodka is derived from the Slavic word voda, which means water, and it indeed looks like one. The neutral character of the vodka is credited to the rectification process. The rectification process consists of distillation and filtration. The distillation of vodka is carried out in the continuous still, which produces a very pure form of alcohol and with very less congeners. The filtration is done by passing it through number of material like sand, charcoal, diamond, crystal, quartz, dust, jewels, or through net made of linen, French Limousin oak, stainless steel, silk, bamboo thatches or linen. But the most important thing in rectification process is the use of industrial sized column still that removes almost all the flavors from the mash. Vodka is distilled traditionally from alcoholic mash obtained from potatoes, sugar beet, grapes and molasses. But nowadays it can be distilled from any fermentable products. Finlandia, Absolute, Belvedere, Zubrovka, Starka, etc. are some notable brands of vodka. The best way to enjoy vodka is to chill it in freezer before drinking, as it doesn't only improve the flavor but also enhance its viscosity. The traditional way of serving vodka is chilled straight from the freezer, neat in a small glass. Aging of vodka is not required, but as it is distilled at a very high alcoholic strength of about 190 proof, The strength is brought down to about 40% alcohol by volume with the addition of water before bottling. So that's all we have for today. Thank you and have a nice day.